Over the years, did you find that it was really important to sort of take those fibers that became threads, that became strings, that became cords, became ropes in your work? Is that multi perspectives and perceptions came together and you had to weave them together? Well, the same thing's going to happen in living your legacy life and taking up your legacy, depending on what it is. One of the hinge points is legacy stories. And then it's about contributions from a unique journey point of view. And then it's about projects from and adventures together. So I wanted to just share with you a metaphor here because you have walked many paths. And as you walk these paths, you start to notice is that there are those multiple layers in the path. Some of them are very deep, some are newish, some sort of cross over. Others come in from the right, some go right through and out the left. Sometimes they may stay right with you and deepen up and consolidate your ideas. So these paths that you're taking are important because you've got to make some decisions along the way. And one of those decisions, as you take your stories and move into contributions and projects, is around your media selection for what it is you're going to do. Whether you're writing a book for friends or the family, or maybe there's a project where you're thinking about getting involved with a water well system in one of the countries in Africa. Media, you've got to figure out the media, the channel that you're going to work with to interact with those around you. As a quick point of reference, I just wanted to share this diagram with you. We are emphasizing media today, the 12 pillars, but also I just wanted to acknowledge is that there's media message market, and we'll be talking a little bit more about that as other videos start to come online, and the connection between the why, how, and who. Because with media, what it's doing is when you understand the why and you figure out your how, then you're going to be leaning into what media channels you're going to use to be able to make sure who's ever going to be involved with it, of your recipients, supporters, contributors, understand how they're going to access that. And that becomes important. So obviously, message and market are going to play themselves out here as well. And when you make those decisions, it becomes really important to go, all right, is this the best media selection, or is this a selection that's going to get me to somewhere else? Like those paths, you're walking along, and sometimes you can get into the rutted ones and walk there. Sometimes you got to get out because it's too narrow, and you got to continue walking off to the side. There's decisions that get made. And that's what we had to do here at Wealth Movement. We had to make some media decisions about where we're going with what's unfolding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share 12 pillars of media, the media selection that you can do, and then let you know which ones we're taking up. The first three pillars are what we will call the core foundational pillars. These are ones that you know about every day. They have been with us for quite a while. There's the traditional media, print, radio, and established channels, TVs. Then there's social media that has gained momentum in terms of the various channels that are available to you, and you can post your information. And then there's transmedia. This term not often used. It's about going across different platforms and bringing a story out. And one of the ways I add to this is I think about screenplays and movies. The next three are kind of interesting ones. There is the gaming world, where you could set up virtual worlds. And then there is the immersive technologies, the VR, um, and AR. They are kind of interesting ones. And then there's the live experimental or experiential, which are events, physical interactions where you get together. We know of that one, but these are starting to shift quite a bit. People are willing to go and actually do lots of different kinds of activities, even if they're at a conference. The next three are e-commerce, retail, media, the shopping platforms. You can get a lot of information out about your book or your course, whatever, and you can actually provide more insights to someone in selecting and getting involved with what you do. Then there's the subscriptions and memberships, and they are the ones that keep you going with that ongoing relationship. And then there's the marketplace communities, of which there are many different kinds, Reddit and Discord. And this is where you would bring in something like the Facebook as well. And then the next three is the AI conversational media. Things are starting to really pop with this one around chatbots and AI assistants. And then there is the Internet of Things and connected devices around your smart home and the wearables. There is some really interesting technologies that are coming forth. And then there's the whole world of blockchain and Web3 that's opening up, the NFTs, these sort of decentralized communities where you can do a lot of work as well. So, as a point of reference here at Living Legacy Life, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using not so much the traditional sense of the media. We may play with radio. I'm not quite sure yet, but the notion of podcasts that are coming on, we might look at that. Certainly, social media, we have YouTube, obviously, that we're interacting with, but we also have LinkedIn and Pinterest, and sometimes we'll put something up on Instagram and Facebook just to let those who follow us that way know what's going on. The interesting one here is that transmedia. Remember, I mentioned about screenplays. I've thought of writing a novel, but doing it in such a way that it's in small little chunks that eventually could become um, a, a movie or a series. I don't know. I'm just playing with it, but I'm creating these characters so that I can then figure out what I want to do with them later. But it's a way for me to bring forward tools and techniques because of the characters. And you'll see that start to unfold on the weekends. And that's where we'll be using the website and the blog. And I'll be putting up shorts to let you know that this transmedia approach is being used, this story narrative across different platforms. I think it's going to be fun. And if nothing else, I'll get a chance to write a novel, or it may end up being a series of parables. I'm not quite sure. We'll see what actually takes place. When it comes to gaming and the immersive technologies and live experiential, the novel that I'm looking at, there could be a possibility of creating a virtual world there. If not, then I may move into uh, what we used to call or still call board games. But I might see if I can actually play it online as well. So I'm going to see what happens there. I would love to play with the VR. I set out 30 some years ago looking for virtual reality to support some programming I was doing. It wasn't there at the time. It's just getting to a point where I think I might be able to bring some of my models and diagrams to life because they were multi-dimensional and I just needed like VR so a person could get in there with me and we could play with them. I am probably not going to do the live experiential events where we get together physically. I've adopted a no pants approach to my work now, and so I do most of it delivery through the online and occasionally doing it through like radio and obviously through YouTube and that. When it comes to the e-commerce platform, subscription, membership, marketplace communities, what I'll probably do is I'll lean into the different platforms because I'll be selling some of my books off of Amazon, some of them off my website. And there's some other new platforms that are coming on board. So sort of see what happens there. The subscription membership, that's an interesting one. I'll probably have to update you on that one in 6 months to 12 months from now to see where that one's actually headed. And then I'm probably not going to get into Discord or Reddit or Facebook groups. I don't think I'll do those marketplace communities. When it comes to the AI conversational media, chatbots, and AI assistants, I think I'm going to play with that. I've been introduced to an AI tool that summarizes all of your work. So, all my books and papers and chapters and all the things that I've written, all the videos I've shot could be put into this AI technology, and I could have a bot that could interact with you on behalf of me to answer the base questions. If it gets stumped, it will then ask me, then I can respond. So it might be an interesting interface to sort of see what takes place. When it gets to the smart home wearables of the connected devices, I'm not quite sure about that one, but I'm playing with something. So we'll see what takes place. Now, when it comes to that blockchain, the NFTs, I went, interesting. There might be something there depending on maybe, say, some of the artwork I create or something that might fit into that world. I haven't gotten into it in any depth. And so that's another one that I may be thinking about later on as time goes by. And so what I'm doing, and I'm going to read this out loud as is to move from message broadcasting to relationship orchestration across multiple dimensions of human experience and interaction. The more that I can use these different pillars and to do it in a correct way that engages with you and gets your feed forward so that we can learn together to make the decisions to get the action and outcomes that benefit all of us, then I know that I'm adding to the human experience because you will then be adding to the human experience and helping to be for the world with the planet from the whole. And with that interaction, that is what I would just love to have take place. So, again, this video was meant as a holder of the base ideas as of June 2025. As time goes by, I'll probably update this and let you know because we can have some conversations about these different platforms and I can let you know what worked and what didn't work. I will probably shoot a video here coming up about the YouTube channel in particular. I've spent a lot of time on that platform and I'm learning lots as I go along. So I can share it if YouTube is one of your preferred platforms of the pillars that are available. And so what's popping up here now is there's a video that's recommended because of your viewing preferences. And then there's a playlist of shorts. These are great prompts for thinking and getting insights, doing your journaling. So I would tap into those as well. And as always, and in all ways, take care.